Every Tuesday here on The 4, we bring in our media partner, inewsource, the only online newsroom in San Diego that is completely dedicated to investigative reporting. inewsource is also working closely with Report for America, a national service program that places emerging journalists into local newsrooms across the country to report on issues that need more coverage. Camille Van Cannell is one of those reporters. Camille Van Cannell is one of those reporters covering San Diego's backcountry for inewsource. We're welcoming her into The 4 to talk more about the program. Camille, thanks for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so what is Report for America, and how did you get involved with this?
Sure. So I work for inewsource, and inewsource is actually the only newsroom in San Diego County with a Report for America core member. Report for America is, as you said, a national nonprofit initiative that partly funds journalists and local newsrooms to do more reporting on communities and topics that are undercovered, and to fight the erosion of local news from declining advertising revenue. So I was brought on to inewsource specifically to increase coverage of East County and the backcountry.
So how long have you been out here, and how did you get hooked up with inewsource in this program? How did you end up here? And where did you come from, by the way? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I have been at inewsource for a little bit over a year. I just signed on to continue this program for a second year. And I grew up in California and was doing reporting on the East Coast. And the program, part of the goal of the program is to help people kind of come home and report in areas that are familiar to them. So the program helped me come home to California, and I landed at inewsource, which, as I said, is the only newsroom in San Diego County to have a partnership with Report for America.
You mentioned it's an important mission. There are dwindling resources in print journalism, news coverage all over counties. There are news deserts, as people are calling them. Coverage is important. What kind of stories have you had the chance to go out and cover here in San Diego's backcountry?
Yeah, so I've been able to get to know a lot of community members over the past year, and community meetings over Zoom, but also in person. I put a lot of miles in. And today, for example, I published a story based in Jacumba Hot Springs, where a developer is pushing a proposal to build the county's largest solar farm forward pretty quickly, and residents say it will come at the cost of the future of their community. And I was able to get details on 2 deals that local organizations signed with the developer to support the project and receive money for a park and a museum exhibit in exchange. And this is the second piece that I've written about the solar project, and the third about renewable energy. So this is an example of a topic that I keep following and I keep writing on. Fire is another big one. I recently wrote about a $1.5 million grant program that San Diego County wanted to set up to help homeowners retrofit their homes and protect their homes against wildfire. And ultimately, the county decided to spend that money elsewhere. So those are some of the issues that I've covered, and that I'm eager to do more. And
again, for our viewers, it's inewsource.org, San Diego's digital newsroom that is completely dedicated to investigative journalism. We only have about 30 seconds left. How can our audience members out there, how can they support the Reports for America program?
Yeah, so the community is hugely important to what we do. They can provide tips and insight into the coverage that I want to do and help me along. I think it's an important collaboration. And the community also supports us financially through philanthropic donations. inewsource is a nonprofit newsroom. Report for America is a nonprofit, and that means that my position is only possible due to local giving to inewsource and our partnership to Report for America. So people can go to our website, inewsource.org, and see whether they want to support us there.
Camille Van Cannell, glad to hear that you've re-upped for another period of time. Get to be even more embedded in the East County and bringing us more great stories. Thank you so much for your time today.